Get ready for some amazing breakthroughs. We're going to start with the first step in this fascinating technology. As amazing as it is, we're going to end with another more recent incredible breakthrough right out of sci-fi. We hear a lot of fear about the ever-increasing advancement of technology and AI. Well, these inventions are something to cheer instead. Here we go. You'll be truly inspired to see these three men who were completely paralyzed in motorcycle accidents and are now walking, cycling, and even swimming again in Switzerland. All due to a delicate surgical procedure implanting a nerve stimulation device that's controlled remotely via touchscreen tablet using artificial intelligence. Some positive news about AI. People with spinal cord injuries are using this technology by opening their smartphone, selecting an activity such as walking or sitting. In the beginning, it's not easy, but they can activate their legs immediately and start walking. The study was led by Grégoire Cortina and Jocelyn Bloch of the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne. Within an hour of neurosurgeons implanting prototypes of the nerve stimulation device, these men were able to take their first steps. Over about 6 months, they learned more complex movements. Electrical signals enter the spine from the sides, allowing very specific activation of spinal cord regions. That's not all. AI algorithms signal electrodes on the device to stimulate individual nerves that control the trunk and leg muscles needed for various activities, such as getting up from a chair, sitting down, and walking. Furthermore, the software is tailored to each patient's anatomy, targeting the specific spots needed to understand where the right points are. By modelizing the spinal cord, we understand exactly where the anatomy of these different spots are, and then we design the stimulation following the anatomy of each person. They personalize the stimulation program. Bloch and Cortina helped establish a Netherlands-based technology company called Onward Medical that's working to commercialize the system. Interestingly, the company launched a trial in September of 2023 involving 70 to 100 patients primarily in the US. If this study's early results are confirmed on a larger scale, researchers say paralyzed people might be able to use their smartphones or smartwatches to move their legs again. Get ready for more as we dive deeper. Decades of research into spinal cord injuries is paying off right now, giving new hope to people all around the world. According to researchers in the US, this technology is allowing paralyzed patients to do the impossible and walk. What's more, here's the video showing strides. It's truly amazing. In fact, one Minnesota researcher described this as a new era in the realm of spinal injuries. Let's take a look at some video of 29-year-old Jared Shinnock from Wisconsin. Several years ago, Jared lost the use of his legs and sensation in his limbs after getting injured in a snowmobile accident. But wonderfully today, you see him standing here all on his own. Even more so, with some support, he's also able to walk, all thanks to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. What did they do? Let's take a look at how it works. Essentially, doctors at the Mayo Clinic implanted this device into his spine. It's an electronic stimulator just below the injury site. This implant stimulates the nerves, allowing for mobility and sensation again. That's pretty awesome. It's certainly not without a ton of effort though, because it's more than just the implant. It also took hours upon hours of therapy, about 43 weeks to be exact in this case. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons and ring that bell to support the channel for the latest and greatest technology. Buckle up for more groundbreaking innovations as we move ahead. It's not just the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota that's having success, but also the University of Louisville in Kentucky has also been conducting its own research into the same technology. They've had some notable successes, one of which is Kelly Thomas, who you're seeing here. She was disabled after her car accident that robbed her of mobility, but she's now standing on her own. She's now also walking on her own. She's now ecstatic about this new technology, so let's take a look at her astounding demonstration as to how it actually works.
Your stimulator is off right now.
Correct.
Can you move your legs?
I can't.
Now let's see you turn it on.
With this setting that I have selected, I can move my leg.
That's amazing.
She couldn't move before, but when she turns on the stimulator, she can move. What's amazing is that she's using her own brain waves. It's incredible she can control her movements. A researcher at Louisville, Kentucky explains it this way. It's not the electronic device reconnecting a severed spine with the brain exactly. The technology shows that the circuitry in your spine alone is very complex, as is the brain circuitry also. In using this technology, they're allowing people to walk again using a different way to connect your thoughts to stimulate the nerves, not through the brain and spinal connection, but a whole different way to communicate to the spine, and ultimately the legs, using electronic stimulation. As amazing as that is, it was only the precursor going back as far as 5 years or so to what's actually happening now. Wait till you see what's next. Prepare to be shocked and amazed as we look at the Gert-Jan Oskam story. The first 2 segments were of electronic stimulant spinal implants only. As innovative as they are, they're now only a first step to a new incredible breakthrough. What's the difference? How about actually re-establishing or creating new brain-to-spine neural pathways using the spinal stimulator and a brain implant such as Neuralink or similar? Listen on, my friends. Gert-Jan Oskam was paralyzed decades ago and is now able to get back on his feet with this remarkable technology of neural and spinal implants. Goodbye tablet or smartphone. If you're familiar with the old TV show The $6 Million Man, if not, look it up. This is a huge step forward in that direction. The Dutch resident was involved in a cycling accident 12 years ago that resulted in a broken neck and damage to his spinal cord. As a result, he was unable to move his legs anymore. However, his story doesn't end there. His case is creating hope for the paralyzed everywhere. He's now back on his feet and making significant steps towards regaining his mobility. With just a walker, he can move independently and stand tall. Even though he moves slowly, it's an incredible sight. Swiss researchers implanted devices into his skull and spine during a surgery 2 years ago. His legs move when he thinks about moving them. That's right, he can move them with his thoughts. Is that cool or what? He sends a signal to a computer, which sends impulses to the implant in his spinal cord, all using his mind. Through electrical communication and a digital bridge between these two, the legs are now reactivated. More shockingly and almost unbelievable, now even without the device, he's walking.
Gesting that this digital bridge also promote the growth of new nerve connections.
Shocking scientists to the core. That's pretty damn amazing, especially for those with spinal cord injuries. The potential is incredible. The human body is incredible and healing itself too. Now it just got more so with a little stimulation. I just need to think about movement to start and stop this, he says. Artificial intelligence is initially what reads or decodes signals from thoughts of the patient, which is truly amazing. This is of course built on past research we discussed earlier. People who were paralyzed could walk or even cycle with the help of electrical stimuli to the lower spine, as demonstrated by those early devices. However, movements frequently appeared robotic and were controlled externally with a button or tablet. But now, Gert-Jan, with his mind, can walk on gravel and even climb stairs. In fact, it's worth mentioning again because it is so incredible, he's even regained some range of motion with his legs when the device is turned off, suggesting a digital bridge that supports the growth of new connections from brain to spine. And this is just in its infancy. How long before we can truly heal people from spinal cord and neck injuries causing paralysis?
I'm training 10 years to stand up with a friend having a beer.
Researchers want to restore hand and arm movements too. The future is truly bright, my friends. We must not let our fears hold us back. These amazing breakthroughs are only just beginning to change lives and give hope to the disabled. Be sure to watch another one of our videos and let us know in the comments if you want more videos helping humanity move forward in some form.